My man would never break the law. We don't do that. We're law-abiding citizens.
The first person that really asked those questions where I was already questioning, why am I here?
It seems like another big exposure is about to burst in Tinseltown, and after Diddy's messy activities got out, the secrets his famous friends are hiding also comes to the surface. Many folks have predicted that his closest circle of friends was going to be next in line, and apparently, the downfall started with the person who the least expected for any dirt to come out, Stevie J. Rapper Eve recently emerged from the obscurity with interviews and a tell-all book, and folks, apparently, she has a lot to say about Stevie J and the skeletons the size of skyscrapers he's hiding. In case you don't know it, the man's got his own history with tapes featuring some spicy content.
You good at making tapes. You know the tapes that you made before in the past.
And I'm not talking about mixtapes with the newest hit songs on it. These are those kinds of tapes that got the entire Hollywood talking. Now, in case you don't know, in the past, Eve got her own kind of intimate tape leaked, and now she's ready to share the whole story and publicly shame everyone in the industry who was involved.
I think it's a disservice to who I am and what I've done and what I've built for myself. That's why I have a problem with it.
So, to add to the current legal heat about illegal intimate tapes, Eve decided to chime in with her own story of surviving Hollywood powerful figures. And while no one expected her big comeback, a few days ago, she dropped her memoir and she's airing out all sorts of laundry. And folks, it's all connected with the same folks whose names you hear from the screens every day. You know how Stevie J had a big role in Eve's life, right? Well, now he's known for association with Diddy too. And here's the most shocking part. Apparently, Stevie J still tries to defend the disgraced music mogul, saying he's never done a single bad thing in his life. My man would never break the law. We're law-abiding citizens. That's what we do. You know, this is another crucifixion of a black man, but it's all tied to Eve. Well, she was dating Stevie J back in the days, and it didn't end pretty. They were this hot celeb couple back in the 90s, but behind closed doors, Eve was struggling. She was in love, deep, but Stevie was doing her dirty, like these powerful men in the industry like Diddy do, and even got the audacity to leak their intimate acts of love online.
Chill me, but I heard that he leaked it, right?
Allegedly, yeah, he's the one who leaked it.
Eve was only 19 when she fell for Stevie, and she fell hard. She was in love with him much so, she even dropped one of her biggest hits, Got a Man, just to let the world know she was head over heels. She even called Stevie her first love. But you know how it goes. Stevie's a cheater, plain and simple. Word on the street is he was seeing multiple women while he was with Eve. There's even rumors he passed around studs, leaving a trail of broken hearts and infections. But if this already sounds disgusting, it's just the beginning. While they were together, Eve and Stevie made a tape. Yeah, that kind of tape, which hurt the young rapper so much. And guess what? It ended up in the wrong hands, and suddenly Eve's getting blackmailed for a big chunk of money. Now, people have been whispering for years that it was Stevie who leaked the tape, trying to play his own girl for a fool.
About that is not that I was stripping. I was just saying this yesterday. Is that I was rapping with my titties out. Like, that's the crazier thing.
Now, it seems like Eve wants to spill the nightmare she was living in, something like Cassie did almost a year ago. And guess what? Apparently, that leaked tape was actually the doing of Stevie J and Diddy. However, Stevie has denied everything, saying, I made a tape and gave it to her and she took it on the road, on tour with her, and the rest was history. It wasn't me. I didn't leak that joint. I could have been leaked it. Now, when all the dirtiest secrets of Hollywood are out in the open, Eve is ready to share her kind of scandalous experience and the role of Stevie J and Diddy in it. Fast forward to 2024, a whole decade after her intimate tape scandal, Eve's promoting her memoir called Who's That Girl? And she's been opening up about her past, especially that hot mess of a relationship with Stevie.
But, yeah, no, I don't know.
And yeah, in the end, she managed to get away from this mess, and everyone around her was saying that Eve sure did dodge a bullet, but not before Stevie had her all messed up. And of course, many folks are happy to see her in a better place, both physically and mentally. As one person commented, God bless you, Eve. You should not have to relive those difficult times of your past. And another user added, I'm glad Eve made it out and is in a happy marriage. It is a shame they derailed her career because she was incredibly talented. A lot of people still think Stevie's wild behavior towards Eve had a lot to do with his connection to Diddy. You all know what they say, birds of a feather flock together, and Stevie and Diddy. They're definitely going to push their own narrative in the whole freak-off mess.
This is another crucifixion of a black.
Stevie's been Diddy's man for years. Ever since the legal storm came, the bad boy producer tried to clear the air and even posted a video from his boss' birthday party to flex what a real Diddy party looked like. But guess what? He deleted it not too long ago. Maybe because now we're starting to see what really goes down at those parties. And it ain't pretty. Stevie's even gone as far as to say that he and Diddy are law-abiding citizens, claiming his boy would never do the dirt he's being accused of. But come on, folks in the industry know better, and Stevie J was even named in Lil Rod's lawsuit. claiming the bad boy producer has been involved in his own freak-offs. But Stevie went to deny everything. But let's not forget that he was right in Diddy's house when the feds came in with raids.
Like for you?
Traumatized. You know, I never had 50 dots on my shirt.
So let's be real, Stevie ain't defending Diddy for no reason. Word on the street is he's probably on some of the tapes that got scooped up during those freak-off raids. And since Stevie got a history with freakish activities on camera, like apart from that tape with Eve, he once had someone please him during FaceTime interview. And just another fact to this whole ugly story to portray Stevie J in the right light, he got name dropped in that lawsuit by Lil Rod, where the Love album producer exposed all kinds of freak-off skeletons. As he said, Diddy personally showed him videos and invited Lil Rod to join the wild party.
The offer that they gave me was just disgusting.
And apparently, Diddy was trying to convince Lil Rod that such things are quite normal in the industry. As one part of the lawsuit says, he shared how he would get things by force. This included record deals, signatures on contracts, intimate acts from women and men, as well as the women of his enemies. So when we come back, that wild stuff Stevie did to Eve definitely looks like Diddy's influence all over it. And folks, it's not the end of Eve's sad story. She's not the end of Eve's sad story. She's now hinting that Zai was in the mix too with his own piece of advice to a young female rapper. In the recent and rather expected interview at Breakfast Club, she talked about how Jay gave her a personal call one day and tried to lower her expectations back when she was dropping her debut album.
It was a very amazing phone call.
According to Eve, Jay-Z didn't waste his time to smooth things up and straight up told her that female rappers don't really do that well, allegedly hinting that she was signed not to be on stage, but to play an intimate toy for higher-ups. Throughout her whole career, Eve was surrounded by these disturbing folks, disrespecting her at every turn and ready to use and mistreat her like Diddy was secretly mistreating Cassie.
I tried to fight them on that.
Never thought about that. With the Cosby Show.
I tried to fight them.
And now, seeing the horrifying stories from the industry's victims surfacing online, Eve decided to be another brave soul and expose the wild stuff she has experienced and how older men was manipulating young girls. In her tell-all book she wrote, the audacity that these men had, now I have age and experience on my side, nobody's coming at me like that. So yeah, whether it's Stevie, Diddy, or Jay, they all had a hand in shaping what Eve went through: public humiliation, self-doubt, and allegedly being forced into unwanted intimacy. But now seeing them all go down in flames, she's out here telling the truth and they can't hide behind their peer and thick wallets anymore.
Well, I was very, very lucky. It did well, and I didn't take it as seriously as I feel like I should have or could have. And I talk about that. And
looks like it's time to listen to the voices of those Diddy, J, and others have downplayed in the past and understand the struggles female rappers faced when being signed to these monsters. As for Eve, she's definitely in a better place now, and fans are glad to see her going strong and even sharing the stories from the past. As one fan wrote, "I'm glad Eve divested from that toxic environment." And another user added, "Some of you young people out there, be on guard that the people you meet on your life's journey can make or break you. Be aware!" Now, did the industry give Eve the same treatment? It's all speculation at this point before she drops her book, but it wouldn't be the first time Diddy or Jay used their power to control the narrative. We know how the industry works. Money and power can make people backpedal real quick. And what do you think about this, guys? Was Eve another victim of the industry sick games? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to check my other videos